Merry Christmas from Fairfield School!
Merry Christmas.
The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, construction begins near Queenstown, linking up a multi-million-dollar cycle trail project in Central Otago. A Central Christchurch hotel lines up for a new lease on life after getting badly damaged in the 2011 earthquakes. And Dunedin shoppers are hitting the malls this week, ticking off some last-minute Christmas gifts. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. Construction work is officially underway on a very scenic part of a multi-million-dollar trail network in Central Otago. It'll eventually link up the cycle trails between the Kawarau Gorge and Dunedin, with developers thrilled to finally get digging after approval delays and cost issues.
It shovels out in the Gibson Valley as the team behind the Southern Lakes Trails start moving dirt to create a new cycle path through the Kawarau Gorge. Work on the $8 million project started in 2018. It'll connect the Queenstown cycle trail through the Nevis Bluff to Bannockburn. Tuesday's sod turning ceremony is the first step in a 2-year building process to begin this summer. Along with linking the resort town with the Lake Dunstan cycle network, the 32-kilometre track will be one of the last pieces in the cycle chain needed to connect the Wakatipu Basin with Dunedin.
So we've got a lot of history linkage in terms of there. We've found moa bones on site, so the archaeologist has found these old moa bones, so we're going to put a perspex cover over that so people will be able to see the moa bones. So there's a lot of historic mining huts over there.
Halstead admits the remote location will be challenging for contractors due to its steep terrain and having to use helicopters to move materials and build 2 bolt-on bridges. But Southland MP Joseph Mooney is confident the Kawarau Gorge Trail will help turbocharge Central Otago cycle tourism.
So get off the plane at the airport in Queenstown, cycle all the way to Dunedin if you want to, and it's also going to connect further around to Wanaka. So it looks an amazing network of trails that's being developed here.
Halstead says they've already had inquiries to host cycling and running events in the future. Given the popularity of the Lake Dunstan Trail, he believes the breathtaking scenery on this new cycle path will attract up to 40,000 visitors in its first year, with potential to grow further as word spreads. In Central Otago, the South Today.
There will be no changes to serve limits for alcohol at the upcoming Rhythm and Alps Music Festival in Central Otago, with organisers confident they can still deliver a safe and enjoyable event. Attendees of the Rhythm and Alps Festival in late December will still be able to buy 4 drinks at a time after a decision on the event's alcohol licence was made on Tuesday. The Queenstown Lakes District Licensing Committee dismissed submissions by police and Te Whatu Ora, who wanted to restrict the availability of alcohol at the event. However, organisers have voluntarily trimmed the event's licensing hours by 2 hours on the last 2 nights and are implementing additional safety measures to help prevent alcohol harm. Around 10,000 partygoers and more than 6,000 campers are expected to attend the annual New Year Festival in the Cardrona Valley. After more than a decade of insurance wrangles, a landmark Christchurch hotel is finally on track for repairs and reopening. Demolition work is underway on the buildings surrounding the Rydges Hotel, which should allow redevelopment work to begin by next April.
The long-awaited restoration of a Central Christchurch landmark hotel is finally underway. The Rydges was one of many buildings badly damaged in the 2011 earthquakes, but has remained deserted until now. The hotel's Singapore-based owner has now put an end to a decade-long $190 million insurance dispute, which will allow redevelopment work to progress. But while the former 4.5-star 14-storey hotel on the northwest corner of Cathedral Square will be retained, work is now underway to demolish the buildings surrounding it. That includes the hotel's 2-storey entry foyer podium, the 6-level car park building and the 2-storey retail sleeve along Worcester Boulevard. The Central Christchurch Hotel first opened as Noah's in the 1970s, with the venue's facilities and strategic location positioning it as the accommodation of choice for the 1974 Commonwealth Games teams, delegates and media. Demolition is expected to be completed by April next year, allowing reinstatement work of the landmark hotel to begin. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Fire and emergency services were on a low-risk goodwill mission near the Octagon yesterday, giving young crew members some good experience.
Rescuers used an aerial appliance to rescue this black-backed gull chick on Tuesday afternoon from the second-floor rainwater trap beside the mooring building. Nearby employees had heard the bird get stuck and flutter in the pipe late afternoon. A local fire and emergency crew initially responded with a regular fire truck, but decided to call in the aerial appliance to assist. Senior Station Officer Mark Leonard says animal rescues are usually nice and easy jobs, which make good training for young staff.
Put one of the firefighters in the cage and the operator gets to set up and use it, and it's like a real McCoy, but for a bird, not a fire.
The chick was safely lifted out by crew members and placed back in its nest. In Dunedin, the South Today.
With Christmas just a matter of days away, the tills are starting to ring louder for Dunedin retailers. Shoppers are filling the streets and malls, hunting down some last-minute present deals before Monday.
Nothing says Christmas like a bustling shopping mall. Many shoppers have been out in full force in Dunedin, ticking off their Christmas present shopping at the city's retailers, including in the Golden Centre Mall. It's situated in one of the main blocks impacted this year by the George Street upgrades, but the council has temporarily reopened the block to traffic and paused further roadworks for the Christmas shopping period to try and help boost trade.
People have still come out and they've still shopped. It's lovely to have the street open though, and I think it's a much more pleasant environment obviously now for people to shop. So certainly since last Friday we have seen an awful lot more people.
Some shoppers say it's been easier to get into the CBD after all the recent disruption.
Very annoying, but I mean it doesn't stop us shopping.
Never will, will it?
Yes.
It's coming along good.
Yeah.
It's taking a long time, but they're getting there.
It's lovely. It's a pleasure to come into town now. It's really nice.
And with just less than a week until the big day, last-minute present shopping is ramping up. Many people looking for inspiration to help check off the Christmas lists.
Lovely, very busy though, but it's nice. It's nice. It's good.
Novelty socks. So can't show you because you're a bit rude.
Good. I feel like it's a bit last minute, but I'm getting it all done.
Golden Centre Manager Nina Rivet is pleased to see more shoppers coming through the doors, with the mall operating a free gift wrapping station until Christmas Eve.
Our whole motto for this Christmas is all about making Christmas shopping easy.
And the festive cheer continues to ramp up at the mall, with carol singers set to provide some Yuletide entertainment for shoppers, helping everybody get into the Christmas spirit. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whai Yakane still to come on the South Today. An iconic Christmas movie scene comes to life in Gore, and with 5 sleeps until Christmas, we look back at some of the big news stories of the year, and today it's November.
Here at Aged Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at agedconcernotago.com.
Such a sweet girl. you dreaming about?
Just music.
The Power of Dreams by Honda.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Massive store-wide Boxing Day sale on now. He's taken 25 to 75% off everything store-wide. 25 to 75% off everything.
And my mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. The Gore District Council is getting into the festive spirit by recreating an iconic Christmas movie scene to wrap up 2023.
The video released online sees Gore Mayor Ben Bell draping his blazer over his couch and looking out his mural window before breaking into dance to the Pointer Sisters song Jump. The moves were made famous by Hugh Grant's love-struck Prime Minister in the hit 2003 film Love Actually. It's been a tough year for the Gore District Council, with high-profile conflicts between Bell and CEO Steve Perry, who was accused of bullying. But that didn't stop a few district councillors from joining the mayor and showing their comedic side. The council's digital communications specialist Caitlin Wright says some of the featured stars needed a little convincing after the idea was pitched. Councillors busting out their moves were Glenys Dixon, Richard McPhail, Neville Phillips, Andrew Fraser and Robert McKenzie as Santa Claus.
Don't you just love Gore? Actually?
The video is described as a light-hearted way to wrap up the year. It's received hundreds of comments on social media, with councils across the country saying the bar has been set high for their own Christmas videos. In Gore, the South today.
Well, now we continue our look back at the Southern News Year in review. November saw a large whale beached in Christchurch. Armistice Day celebrations were held across the lower South Island, and there were family fun racing events held in Timaru and Wanaka.
This giant female sperm whale got stranded at Christchurch's Brighton Beach in November, and despite the best efforts of rescuers to refloat it back into the sea, the whale tragically died. In Dunedin, parts of the city were closed off for different reasons. Bayfield High School was cordoned off by armed police following an online bomb threat, which was followed by other nationwide threats. And more than 1,000 residents near Green Island were temporarily left without power after a large truck crashed into a power pole, bringing down electricity lines. The Queenstown Lakes District Council marked the start of a major restoration project at the town cemetery after damage caused by heavy flooding in late September.
What we're doing is clearing the smaller debris, cutting down things as much as we can.
Meanwhile, Arrowtown Cemetery was full of life as volunteers worked to restore a series of grave sites in time for Armistice Day commemorations. Flags flew at half-mast across Otago and Southland as families came together to pay their respects to those who fought in World War I and II. November also marked the end of an era for Invercargill's beloved department store H&J Smith, the Southland community gathering to see the doors close for good on the chain after 123 years.
A mix of relief, sadness, achievement, satisfaction.
Meanwhile, Queenstown residents were welcoming the opening of a new restaurant chain as Hollywood celebrity Mark Wahlberg and his brothers brought their Wahlburger chain to the region. And the South Island was featured on the small screen overseas, Dunedin playing a prominent role in this year's Christmas marketing campaign for UK health and pharmacy retail giant Boots.
We really wanted to demonstrate that regardless of your budget, we've got something for everybody to give back to the givers in your lives.
And as November drew to a close, festive spirits started to ramp up as NZ Post's team prepared to deliver gifts across the country and expecting a busy Christmas season. Across the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The first sod is turned on the Kawarau Gorge cycle trail, part of a major project linking Queenstown with Dunedin. Works underway to demolish buildings around Christchurch's landmark Rydges Hotel after major 2011 quake damage. And Dunedin's malls are getting busier as last-minute Christmas shopping ramps up across the south ahead of the big day. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. And joining us again this evening is editor Paul McIntyre. How are you, Paul?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, what can we expect to read in tomorrow's paper?
Well, we've got a month after a child was dragged along a road outside a school the other day. The Dunedin principal is upset that the government is cutting road safety funding, and that's one of the things that's going to be affected. There's a council decision on that. Christchurch teen has flown all the way from Christchurch down to Invercargill to sit a driving test because it would have had to have waited a month in Christchurch to do it.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Commitment.
Exactly. And Dunedin writer Sue Wooden talks to Rebecca Fox about her few months she spent in France.
Lovely. All right, well, we look forward to reading, and thank you for your time again this evening, Paul.
No problem.
Time now for a look at your weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, well, expect some showers across the region between tomorrow and Christmas Eve, along with warm temperatures and possibly some afternoon thunderstorms. Heading to the top of the South Island, some cloud and light winds up here with lovely warm highs, up to a Kobe 24 in Nelson and a Michael Jordan 23 in Greymouth, a scorching 28-degree day in Christchurch tomorrow. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, warm through here tomorrow too with high cloud and light winds about. By numbers, expect 26 in Ashburton, 24 for Timaru and cooler on 18 degrees in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, showers are inbound with light winds here and highs of 21 degrees in Queenstown, Wanaka and Alexandra. Heading further south, another 3 from 3 day with 18-degree highs due in Gorbau, Clutha and the Catlins, along with showery and windy conditions. Across to Invercargill, showers and cool southerlies with a 13-degree low overnight. Tomorrow starts with showers before a cloudy 15-degree day, and Friday's warmer with thick high cloud and 19 degrees. And finally, heading to Dunedin. It'll be warm in the city with 17 and light northerlies tonight. Then it's 2 overcast days to round off the working week with fresh winds, a spit of rain at times and highs of 17 or 18 degrees. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand, or follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.